Hello and welcome to Yoga with Carolyn. My name is Carolyn. If it's your first time here, interesting video for you to have landed on because today is a special full-length practice. But if you've been here before, welcome back. It has become tradition, I guess, at this point, that when one season ends and a new season is about to begin in this community, that I like to share with you a recording of one of the live stream classes that happened in the previous season. So the spring season just ended in the Yoga with Carolyn community, and I chose the Holding Space for Endings practice, the Hatha yoga class, to share with you for today's practice. And the reason that I like to do that is to give you a little bit of a taste of the nourishment and the support and the coziness that you can find by practicing a live stream yoga series with me in this community. Many students have said that practicing live stream yoga has offered them a lot of anchoring support, that practicing it from the comfort of their own home is something that is a real treat because no matter where you are, if you're moving around, you can bring your laptop with you, you can practice from wherever, and that the ability to be able to turn off your camera if you need to and just kind of do what you need to do and not necessarily follow along to the poses is something that's actually really special and a beautiful aspect of practicing live stream yoga. So if you've been considering committing to your self-care practice through a weekly yoga series, then here's a little bit of a taste of what that might feel like. And the reason that I'm mentioning all of this is because registration has opened for the upcoming live stream yoga classes that are happening this coming season. I have called this series the Glide Yoga Series as a way of following along the theme. We cocooned in the winter, we emerged in spring, and in the summer you are invited to glide through this season. There are 5 weekly classes to choose from that are a wide range of styles. So there is something for everyone, no matter if you want something that's more strengthening, like today's practice, the Hatha yoga practice, or something more gentle or more still, like a gentle class or a yin yoga class. There is also a brand new lunar ritual series, which is a special and unique offering. This is a 30-minute weekly practice where we're going to step a little bit away from just the sole focus of yoga and lean more into the ritual aspect of meditating around the phase of the moon and journaling to connect in with your intention and find a little bit of stillness through very gentle yin yoga poses. So lots to choose from. You also may have seen last week's video where I chatted with Pascal Cote, who's the wonderful soul that I collaborated with for the upcoming summer solstice workshop called Blossom. So there's really a lot of support to be found in this community this coming season. So if you would like to join the community, commit to your self-care practice, and really tend to your body, your heart, and your mind through the practice of yoga, then please click on the link in the description box below to explore all of the many ways that you can find support here. But for now, I hope that you enjoy this full-length Hatha yoga practice to hold space for the end of your spring season. And the way within which we do that in today's practice is we move through the chakras from top down. So it's a really grounding practice, and I hope that you enjoy it. Welcome to Yoga with Carolyn, teaching empaths and sensitive souls just like you how to create a collaborative relationship with your body through cozy, accessible yoga and self-care practices in order to live a life filled with less doing and more being. All right. So for today's practice, you are going to be starting in hero's pose. So bringing yourself onto your knees. I would suggest, I typically, when I come into this shape, use a bolster. We've done this shape before many times. If you don't have a bolster, then you can use a cushion or many cushions. Using as many props will help raise the floor up enough so that your knees, as well as the tops of your feet, your ankles, feel good in this shape. Perfect. So in terms of what we are going to be, as you get settled in, take your time though, no rush. But in terms of what we're going to be exploring in today's practice, yes, this is the last class of this specific series. And so we're absolutely going to do as we typically do and really just hold space for the end of this series and of this season. But the way within which we're going to be incorporating, because we've been doing lots of chakra work. We've had like 7 weeks of going through the chakras, and we went from ground up. And so I would love for us to go from up down so that you're not walking out of the series being like, whoa, floating all the way up in the air. So we're going to do kind of like reverse. So we're going to start in the top chakra, bring it down towards the ground. That's how we're going to be exploring that and bringing it back to a close for this practice. So click play on that playlist if you're listening to it today, and we'll get settled in. So I would, in terms of kind of following along with the theme, since we're starting out kind of up here, to bring your palms of your hands up towards the sky so that they settle onto your lap, and allowing your shoulders to open up and drop away from the ears. However, there's also the you that ties into the theme in the practice. So if you open up the palms and you bring your eyes to a close and it just feels like too much too open, then flip your palms down, bring your palms down onto your lap, or position them in any other shape. Settling in, slowing right down, giving yourself the time and the space and the permission to settle in and arrive. We have explored many themes, many practices over the course of the past 10 weeks. And there's also been the you that has shown up and gone through many different things over the course of the season as well, not related to this practice. So, in this practice, in this moment, you kind of sense into that and like hit the brakes for a moment, pause, offer yourself some attention. Welcoming all of you in, no matter how you're feeling. All of you is welcome. And where's your breath? You've come into a shape where the spine is quite long and straight. So you've got lots of space here to begin to explore your breath. If visualization is part of your practice, as you breathe in and out, you can kind of visualize that your breath is moving up and down the length of your spine, your entire chakra system, right? From root to crown and crown to root as you breathe in and you breathe out. But if that's not something that feels supportive, then just invite in a breath that feels supportive, that feels expansive, that feels intentional. Okay, let's take 3 releasing breaths together, and then we'll begin to move. So you'll take an inhale right from the base of your spine. Inhale, your belly, your ribs, and your chest expands. And as you exhale, open the mouth, let it go slowly with a sigh. 2 more. Inhale. Out the mouth, let it go. Last one. Inhale. Let it go. Beautiful. All right. So you will open the eyes just enough. So if you have blocks, you'll grab them and place them on either side of your body. They will be supported for the next couple movements, but just by your side in their lowest height.
So crown chakra, you start with lots of space in the body here. So once you've got your blocks placed where they are, you will bring the hands into heart center. You're moving through like opposite sun breaths. So instead of out, you're going up. So take an inhale as you press the palms of the hands together and the fingertips reach up. You can bring the gaze up if you'd like. And then as you exhale, you open and you kind of let the arms like rain down by your sides. And do that a few more times. So as you bring the hands into heart center, that's what begins the inhale. And you reach the fingertips up. Once you get to the top, you take up space around your body and you pull it back in. A few more times like that. The next time the hands come down, they will now drop on the blocks that are down on the floor beside you. You can tent the hands or the palms of the hands, depending on how long or short your arms are. And then you keep the left hand where it is. Take an inhale to reach the right hand out and up. And then exhale as you tip over towards the side. Creating space along the right and the left side of the body. And then once you get there, I'll invite you to just move in a way that feels good with this top arm. So it might be an opening and closing, which we've done many times, or it might like open and then close. Or you can be creating some circles with that top arm, or maybe you find like a play between the two. I'd invite you to close your eyes so that you can begin to invite in your third eye chakra, that intuition that helps guide your movements in a way that feels good, that feels right, that feels joyful and spacious. And then in your own time and in your own way, you'll come into the shape of the other side. So I'm going to let you move through and over. And then once you get there, what movement would feel really good? Take up as much space as you can here in your body, around your body. Explore. Follow the sensations. And then you'll bring that movement to stillness and you'll come back into center, letting that arm fall down by your side. And then let's bring some attention to your neck. So bringing it down into throat chakra. So the fingertips will stay where they are. And then you'll bring your eyes to a close here and then allow your chin to drop down towards your chest. And then begin to create those half circles in your head as you roll one ear towards one shoulder. And the exhale drops the chin back down towards the chest. And then the inhale rolls over towards the other side. There's no rush. Take your time. Explore. Nourish. The next time your head lands on the right side, so right ear above right shoulder, you'll keep the left hand where it, you'll keep the right hand where it is, and then you'll just slightly pick up into the left hand so that you're not touching the block anymore and fingertips are reaching down towards the floor. And then you can stay here, or you can simply move the hand in a way where fingertips are reaching up, but the arm is in the same position. And you also are welcome to pick up into the right hand and place the hand on the head. These are all just options. Big breaths here. You can even open the mouth slightly, or even like open and close it to release the jaw if you'd like. And then we'll come into that shape on the other side. So release both hands down, drop the chin back down towards the chest, and then roll over towards the other side. Once you get there, you know what the options are now with your hands, with your arms. So choose whatever option you'd like to take. You can take all of them or none of them. Again, there's the option here to release the jaw if that would feel supportive or feel good. Sometimes when I do that, I end up like yawning so many times. So that's also welcome. And then you'll release that, bring the hands down, bring the chin back down towards the chest. And then nice and slow, bring the head back into center. All right, well, you'll release out of this shape to come into tabletop position. When you do so, you can bring your blocks with you and place them towards the front if you do have them, and then place the bolster to the back end of your mat. We're gonna stand up pretty much right away here so that we can stay connected to the upper few chakras in the body before we bring it all the way down towards the ground. So as soon as you make your way into your tabletop position, I'll ask that you come into your downward facing dog by walking the hands forward slightly, spreading the fingers really, really wide. Even though we're kind of playing around in the chakras, they're all really part of every single pose, right? So even if you're coming into downward facing dog and we're focusing on the top few chakras, how does your root chakra play into the way that you position your body and you set up your foundation and your practice and your poses? So you're gripping into the floor, every single knuckle is pressing into the mat. Your toes are connected to the floor, heels are heavy, head is heavy. You're finding any sort of movements that feel intuitively led, that feel really good. And then from here, you'll bring yourself towards the back end of your space in your standing forward fold. So walking the hands back, and then once you get there, the invitation here is now we're beginning to kind of travel down, and we'll be focusing on the heart chakra, so the shoulders, the front of your chest. So from here, if you'd like to take a bind with the arms, then you can. So you can sweep the hands behind you, clasping at the fingers above the low back. If you've got a strap, you can use your strap as well to make it a bit more accessible. Once you get there, then you can reach the knuckles up towards the sky. And as you do so, if your gaze is still looking down at the floor, allow your gaze to look in between your legs. So it's the crown of the head that's reaching down towards the floor. If this doesn't feel supportive or comfortable for your shoulders, you absolutely don't have to take this option with your arms. And then you'll release that bind with the hands, and then bending into the knees, slowly pressing into the feet to roll up to standing. The head is the very last thing to come up. We're going to continue with like big spacious movements. So as soon as you bring yourself upright, you'll take an inhale to sweep the hands out to either side and all the way up towards the sky, moving through a few half sun salutations. As you exhale, you lead with your heart, wide hands as you drop back down to your standing forward fold. Once you get there, you take an inhale to find your half lifts. Crown of the head reaches forward, hips, your tailbone reach back. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the feet. Inhale, reach the hands out and up. Palms come to touch up overhead. And as you exhale, the hands come into heart center. I'll guide you through one more, and then I'll let you continue to flow. Inhale, reach the hands out and up. Exhale, lead with your heart, not your head, as you come down into your forward fold. Take an inhale to find your half lift, your flat back. And exhale as you come back down into your standing forward fold. Press into the feet, softly bend into the knees, bring yourself up. Hands into heart center. One more of those, please. Beautiful. Okay, we'll move through one full sun salutations and then move through a few standing postures. So take an inhale, reach the hands out and up. Bringing it down into your standing forward fold. You take an inhale to find your half lift. And on your exhale, you walk the hands forward to come into your plank, your high push-up. Once you get there, your knees come down towards the floor. Slow and controlled, you bend into the elbows to come down towards the floor. Cobra pose. Inhale as you press the tops of the feet into the mat, roll the shoulders back, lift your heart forward and up. Exhale as you bring your heart back down. Let's do two more of those. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, shine the heart forward, lead with your heart. And exhale, you come down. Last one. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Pressing into hands and knees. Inhale, find your tabletop. Curl the toes under. Exhale, finding your downward facing dog. Okay, so we're beginning to transition from heart into solar plexus for the standing postures. So from where you are, you can do this movement from tabletop position or downward facing dog. We're doing like knees into chest a couple times. So keep the left foot where it is. Take an inhale, reach the right foot up towards the sky. Again, tabletop or down dog. Take an inhale high onto the tippy toes, that left foot. Exhale as you bend into the right leg and you bring the knee in towards the nose or in towards the center of your body. Inhale as you reach the right foot back up and behind. Two more times like that. Exhale as you bend, you hug in. And inhale as you reach. Last one, exhale. This time on the exhale, you're stepping the right foot forward. So finding yourself in a high lunge, your blocks might be very helpful here as you set up your foundation. So blocks can come underneath of hands as you find your high lunge. And then once you've got your footing, you reach the hands up towards the sky. Let the arms soften, let the shoulders soften. Settle into stillness here for a moment. Widen the positioning of your feet if that would help the stabilizing the foundation of your body. You're going to find movement in the arms, so continually focusing on the heart here. So you'll reach up with the fingertips. Exhale as you open the arms wide. So we did this in the heart chakra practice. You're just going to be creating these like big circles with your arms. So you reach the fingertips forward, and then you open the arms wide as you stretch across the heart. A few more times like that. Beautiful. The next time that your hands come back behind you, you're going to find that bind in the arms again. So clasping the hands behind you. You don't have to take this option though, if it doesn't feel comfortable for your shoulders. So if you still want to find the stretch, bringing the hands onto the hips and just kind of pull the elbows back. If you've got the hands clasped, you can just enjoy this stretch here, the knuckles pressing down, the heart shining forward. Or if you want to come into your humble warrior, you tip the heart forward. Once you find a spot where your heart is like kind of parallel to the floor, then you reach the crown of the head forward, you reach the knuckles up. Again, this is just an option. You don't have to take it. Lots of sensation happening in that right thigh. That's all right. That's solar plexus. We got this. We're strong. We're steady. From wherever you are, with one big sweeping inhale, you'll come back with the fingertips reaching up. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale as the hands come down to frame that front foot, or hands on the inside. I find something that's a bit more accessible to then step back into your downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Bring the knees down if that's supportive for you, or keep the knees up in your downward facing dog. Enjoy this break, enjoy this pause. Child's pose is also a welcome shape as well. Okay, we're going to move through that sequence now on the other side. So if you're in your child's pose, then bring yourself into tabletop or downward facing dog. If you're in down dog, amazing, then you can stay there. We'll do this 3 times. Keeping the right foot or right knee where it is, take an inhale, reach the left foot up towards the sky. Come high onto the tippy toes of the right foot. Exhale as you bend into that left knee, bring knee in towards nose. Doesn't have to touch. Inhale, big inhale, reach back. Exhale as you bend into that leg, bring it into center. Inhale, reach. On the exhale, you come in and then you step that left foot forward. If you use your left hand to accompany it, aid it, support it, amazing, then do that. Grab your blocks if you need to help stabilize your body as you find your foundation. And then once you're ready, reach the hands up towards the sky. There's no rush here. You take your time to set up, to feel grounded, to feel stabilized. You find any sort of adjustments in the body that you need. Once you feel stable, once you've caught up with your breath and you begin to create those big circles with your arms, I'll let you move through when you're ready. Next time hands come back behind you, option to either bring hands onto hips and just pull the elbows back to find that stretch across the heart, or bring the hands into a bind. If the hands are bound, you're either staying upright and enjoying the stretch here, or you're tipping at the hips, leading with your heart to bring yourself forward into your humble warrior. Choose wisely here. Doesn't have to be the most extreme, the most advanced version of the shape, because there isn't really one. They're all just options. Even if it's like 10th class, maybe you just want to stay right upright. Wherever you are, we'll all do this together. With one inhale, the fingertips sweep up. And then as you exhale, the hands come down. This time, instead of stepping back, you're going to step forward with that right foot. Enjoy a moment here in the center. You can stay in your standing forward fold, or if you need a sip of water, you want to stand upright, please do that. One more standing posture here as we begin to bring it down towards the ground. So if you're standing up, then you will bring yourself into your standing forward fold so that we all start in the same place. And then from here, Bring the weight into your left foot as you step the right foot back again, but this time you're coming into warrior two. So you'll ground the back heel down. As you do so, you windmill the arms up and position yourself into your warrior two. Your body knows this shape. You know this. You bend into that left knee, shoulders soften, fingertips pointing away from each other. We're now really focusing on the solar plexus here. So focusing on the center of your body. So from where you are, you'll take an inhale. As you exhale, extended side angle. So bend into the front arm, elbow on knee, reach the fingertips of the right hand forward. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale as you bring yourself back up into your warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. One last time, inhale. Exhale as you come down. This is where we connect into center. So you can stay here and just focus on belly button in towards spine, really kind of strengthening into the side. So you're keeping light on that elbow on knee, or reach the left hand forward. Oh my goodness, it always looks like so much easier than it is. Take a few deep breaths here. And then coming back up into your warrior two, straighten into that leg. Oh, pivot, arms come down. My legs are shaking, that's for sure. We're going to come into that shape on the other side, and then we'll bring it down towards the floor. So adjust here so that now your right toes are pointing towards the back end of your space. Open the arms up. Bend into that right knee. Good old warrior two. Sink the hips down. Connect into your center, your strength, your inner fire. And then we'll do this 3 times. You know what you're doing. Take an inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Bring it back up. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow on right knee. Reach the left fingertips towards the right. Inhale. Last time, exhale as you bring it down into your extended side angle. Option to stay here and just play around with staying light on that elbow on knee, or reaching the right fingertips up, extending that arm away from the leg. Breathe through the shaking, through the wobbling. We got this. And then back up into your warrior two. Straighten into that right leg. Adjust the arms, they come down. Whew. And then from here, you're going to bring the feet back in towards each other. So you're in the center of your mat, but that's okay. So turn towards the short edge of your mat, but you can stay in the center. We're going to bring it down a little bit here. So we're going to move into Malasana and then bring it down to seated. So this is the low squat pose that we did like way at the beginning in root chakra. So if you know that in Malasana, you benefit from some blocks, then you can place them so that they're ready to go to help support your glutes or your seated position. And then we'll do my little frog up and down movements before we come into it. So we'll start with the feet really close and then we'll widen them next. So before we come down, just like settle into your mountain pose. Your feet are going to be glued, but we're going to move in a moment or two. So pressing into all 10 of your toes, let the arms soften. And then let's bring it down. Inhale, reach the hands out and up. Exhale, you come down into your standing forward fold. Once you get there, fingertips come down onto the floor. So you tent the fingertips, come high onto your tippy toes, heels are away from the floor. Take an inhale here. Exhale here. And then on your next inhale, you bend into the knees come wide and you sink the hips down. So you're coming into this little frog pose. And then next exhale, you straighten into the legs, send your hips back up towards the sky. Heels stay away from the floor the whole time. Doing that a few more times. So it's the inhale that brings you down. Inhale so that you can lengthen into spine, shine the heart forward. Exhale. A few more times. Popping or clicking in the knees or ankle are very much okay. Mine get very noisy during this movement. Okay. Next time you find yourself in your standing forward fold, you'll drop the heels. Now widen the feet so that they're about the width of your mat, if not wider. And then you'll bend into the knees again so that you can sink the hips down. So if your blocks are there ready to catch you, amazing. Your glutes land on your blocks. Maybe you've got 1, 2 blocks, or if that's not supportive enough, then raise the floor up even more or bring yourself up against like the bed, the couch, or the wall. Your heels might be up or they might be down. Whatever is the case, you're doing it perfectly. Elbows on the inside of knees, palms of hands connect. Let your shoulders drop, tailbone lengthens. Eyelids drop if that is okay for your pose. And you take a couple breaths here. And bringing it back down towards the floor. We've done a lot of rising, a lot of emerging, a lot of coming up, up, up. We bring it down, back down towards the ground. So from here, there's a couple different ways that you could come down. You could literally just like sit yourself on your butt, or if you've got lots of props in the way, then you'll bring yourself back up into your standing forward fold, and then eventually bring yourself down so that you're seated. No fancy transition for today. You'll just bring yourself so that you're seated. The legs come in front of you. Just take a second here as you come back down towards the floor. You can bring any sort of movement into the neck, into the shoulders. Take a sip of water, many sips of water. So before we transition into sacral and root chakra, we've got our 3 core exercises to do, and then that's it. We've done them for 10 weeks in a row. So you will bring yourself into your prep pose for your Navasana, your first boat, hands on the back of your thighs. Roll the shoulders back, heart shines forward. We got this. Pick up into your feet. Maybe you're picking up into both the feet, or you're alternating between the two. Hands can stay where they are or they extend forward. This is the last time you're doing this. Bring the belly button in towards spine, big breath. You can even turn the corners of the mouth up if a smile would feel supportive here as you celebrate small wins, right? Taking one more inhale here. Exhale, release. Find whatever pose would feel really good here to release, to receive. And then moving through our rocky boat. So setting yourself up here. Again, the option is there to alternate with the feet, or you pick up into both of your feet, hands on the back of your thighs, or they come forward, or hands in heart center. And then you begin to rock from butt cheek to butt cheek. Once more on either side. And then release. And then last shape. So block or no block, you get to choose what you'd like to do. I'm using the block. I'm keeping feet down on the floor for today, but if you want to lift the feet up, go for it. Take an inhale in the center. Exhale as you twist towards the right. Inhale in center. Exhale other side. Keep going. We got this. We are strong. Don't worry, the next shape that we're finding will feel really good for your low back after this. Once more on either side. And release. Take a moment here. We did it. Imagine that we're popping a bottle of champagne together to celebrate. Okay. So from here, we're slowing things like right down. We're going to come into twisted deer, so hips and low back for the next shape. So before we do that, I would recommend that you bring the hands behind you, bend into the legs if they're bent already, then soles of the feet on the floor, and allow the knees to fall from side to side. This will probably feel pretty good. And then once the knees move over towards the left side, you will adjust so that your legs come into that 90-degree angle shape for both of the legs. So heel of the left leg parallel to the front, heel of the right leg parallel to the side. Flex into your ankles so that your knees will be safe for the twist, for the adjustment. Before you come down towards the floor, we like feminine flow here, right? So sacral chakra here. So bring the left hand down onto the floor. Reach the right hand out towards the side. You take an inhale to sweep in front of you and you twist towards the left. Ooh, a nice stretch for low back. Come back into center. You're just doing that 2 more times, then I'll let you settle into stillness. Inhale as you twist, you extend. You can add in any extra movement here. Back into center. Last one. Inhale. And then this time on the exhale, that left hand comes down, and then you bring yourself down towards the floor. Your bolster might be a helpful prop here. If you're a yinner, which I know many of you have come to my yin class and you've come into the shape a couple times in the yin class, so bolster can come underneath of you. We're not going to be here for as long as you would in a yin yoga class, but for a little while. If you don't have a bolster to bring your torso and your cheek down, then blocks underneath of the forehead or underneath of your forearms might feel really good. I'm going to let you enjoy this shape for about a minute. So you can let the flex in the ankles go. You can follow sensation, really tuning into the creativity and that fluidity in your your sacral chakra. As you fall into a shape that feels really good. It feels nourishing, feels opening, releasing. You'll enjoy about 3 more deep breaths here. Been here for a bit longer than a minute, but that's okay. Feels nice. Feels nice to slow down. Come back down towards the ground. Once you have taken those 3 deep breaths, it might not be just yet, but when you have, you'll bring yourself back up. Release the shape by coming back into that wishy-washy knees that you did on the previous side. So if you use the bolster on the other side, once you allow the knees to fall over towards the right, then you can grab your bolster and make it so that it's ready to support you once you come down. And we'll just do those 3 mermaid flows, and then you'll come down. So fingertips, the right hand down, left hand reaches out. Take an inhale as you sweep in front of you, you reach back. And then exhale as you gracefully twist back to forward. 2 more times. Inhale, sweep, twist. Exhale back. This time on the exhale, you twist. And then you settle. Using that extension that you've just found on the twist to really keep that length in your spine as you crawl your body away from the hip. Bring yourself down onto bolster or blocks. Once you come down, you let the flexing in the ankles to soften and adjust the positioning of the legs so that you settle into a shape that feels really good for low back and hips. And then you're here for just over a minute. You'll take 3 more deep breaths here, please. Once you have taken those 3 deep breaths, you'll bring yourself up, moving slowly here. We're coming all the way down to the last chakra, the root chakra. So let it be heavy, let it feel safe and supportive. Once you release, you come all the way down onto your back, but take your time. There's no rush. I'm going to stay quiet until everybody settles down. Hello, floor. Thank you for being there to catch me and support me. So we'll just find a little bit more movement to focus in on your legs, your low back, and then you'll enjoy a nice long Shavasana. So to start, just bringing some attention into your hips. So you'll bring a bend to the legs and bring the knees in towards the chest. Wrapping the arms around the legs or placing the hands on the back of your thighs as you rock from side to side. Coming back into stillness, you'll bring the left sole of the foot down onto the floor and your right leg stays in towards your body. Take a few deep breaths here. You can keep the left leg bent the entire time, or at any point, if you'd like to, you can extend into the left leg. We're going to do a few different movements here. So I'll let you choose. But first, you just enjoy this moment where you get to really hug that knee in, find stillness, stretch into low back. So lengthen into low back, press it into the floor, lengthen into the back of your neck. Shoulders are soft, face is soft. And then you'll bring the hands onto the back of your right thigh. And you'll take an inhale to extend the right foot up towards the sky. So that foot is flexed, hands are on the back of the thigh. And then exhale as you bend back into the leg, foot kind of flops back into the glute. A few more times like that. Inhale as you extend the right foot up. Exhale as you let the right knee come in. Inhale, reach. This time on the exhale, you're going to keep the right leg extended, and now you'll bring some attention to your feet, your ankles. So you'll point the toes up towards the sky, and then you'll flex the foot. So toes in towards you, heel reaches up. A few more times like that. And then releasing that, and you'll bring some circles now into your ankle. And moving in the other direction. Releasing that, you'll bring the right knee back in towards the chest. One last movement here. You'll keep the right hand where it is. Either place the left hand on left hip bone or extend the left arm out towards the side. And you'll open and close that right knee a couple of times. So taking an inhale to open and exhale to close. A few more times. So one last shape, you'll open the right knee out towards the side. Options to stay here or option to come into half happy baby. So place the right arm on the inside of your right knee and grab hold of the outer edge of your right foot. And you gently pull the right knee in towards the armpit. If the left leg is still bent, I find that it feels really nice to let the left knee really fall out as well. So you've got like lots of space happening in the inner groin on both legs. And then you'll release that entirely. I'll let you choose. Do you want to do big or small shape here? So do you want to extend the legs and arms up overhead, or do you want to bring the knees in towards the chest? One option is not better than the other. They're both just options. Where does your body want to go? What does your body need here? And then you'll come into that sequence on the other side. So you'll bring the knees in towards the chest. And then once you get them there, you'll keep the left knee in and either extend the right leg long or place sole of right foot onto floor. Take a few breaths here in the center with that left knee hugging in. Again, I'm going to say this again. So soften the shoulders, lengthen into the back of the neck so the chin is slightly tucked in. Softly press the low back into the floor. Really intentionally placing the back plane of your body so that it's supported, safe. And then you'll find that movement in the legs. So you'll place the hands in the back of your left thigh. And then as you inhale, you extend the left foot up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, you hug that knee back in and you let the leg bend. A few more times. Next time that left foot reaches up, you'll pause there. And once you get there, you begin to flex and point in the toes. And then circle into the ankle. And then you'll bend back into the left leg, hug it in. Two more shapes. So you'll open the left knee out towards the side. As you do that, either right arm extends or right hand on right hip bone. And then bring it back in a few more times like that. If your right leg is bent, you can do an opening and closing with that right leg as well. It's kind of the same invitation as when you're in the half happy baby. And then last shape. So once you open the left knee out towards the side, this can be your half happy baby pose. That's perfect. Or you allow the left arm to come on the inside of the knee and you grab hold of the outer edge of your left foot. Once you gently pull that knee in, and you take a few deep breaths here. Again, you can let that right knee fall out if the right leg is bent. And then releasing that and go where your body wants to go here, big or small shape, or maybe both, one after the other, because you just want to do it all, which is great. And then that's it. That was the last shape before final relaxation. So when you feel ready, settling yourself down into your comfortable shape for final relaxation. Once you settled yourself into your shape, you've grabbed the props you'd like to use for your final relaxation, for your Shavasana, and you've settled into stillness. Before you drift off into the silence and the stillness of Shavasana, with this practice being the last one of the series and last one of the spring season, I would invite you to take a moment here to gently and kindly celebrate yourself here. So showering yourself with lots of love and like confetti from the sky for all that you have navigated these past 10 weeks. And I'm not only talking about this class specifically, even though you've done a lot of really amazing things on your mat, but I'm sure that you have done many things and navigated many things in your life around this practice. In your work, your home life, family, friends. It doesn't matter if like it's like really big and you've created some big stuff or just like tiny little wins. The end is always a beautiful time to look back and say, hey, I did some pretty cool stuff and I'm really proud of myself. Well done, me. So with those last few words, as you lay yourself on the floor here, you feel that confetti fall. You let it wrap you up, fall all around you, and you enjoy a few moments of stillness and of simply being. Slowly bringing the awareness back into the body. Just by starting to become aware again of the breath moving in and out. And then inviting some gentle movement into the fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, and head rocks from side to side. Your next inhale stretches the arms up overhead, stretching from fingertips all the way down into the toes. And the knees come in towards the chest, hugging the knees in nice and close. Rocking from side to side. Eventually, bringing yourself onto the right side of the body, using your right arm as a pillow. Knees in close. And then slowly you'll press yourself up into your seat, meeting with the hands connected into heart center, pressing the palms together, thumbs in towards the chest, and the eyelids are closed just for this very last moment of the class. Intentionally bringing your practice and your season to a close. We'll take one last breath together. Inhale. At the mouth, let it go. I honor you for committing to your practice, and I thank you so much for sharing that practice with me. Thank you, lovelies. I do not take this role very lightly, so I'm very, very grateful for you and for you showing up week after week. Even if you skipped a week, I know that you were here in spirit. I really enjoyed the chakra practices, so I hope that you did too. And you've seen that there's lots of stuff going on this summer. So take your time choosing what you'd like to join in, and hopefully I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.